Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be completing Hitman 3's 6th mission, Untouchable, on Master difficulty with suit only, silent assassin fully intact, the entire HUD turned off with no cuts and no saves. The mission is quite simply to eliminate Arthur Edwards, and the video will be broken down into 2 stages. The first stage is the plan. This is where I'll be scoping out the level, finding paths and secret passageways, picking up intel, and making lots and lots of mistakes. The second stage is the execution. This is where all HUD options will be turned off, and I'll carry out the plan that was designed in stage 1 in one cinematic cut. As always, the loadout for the mission will be the original starting location, and that's it. Nothing else. Welcome to Supercut. The series will be taking an entire Let's Play and condense it into one video. My name is Mr. Supercut, and this is the planning stage of Hitman 3's Untouchable. In run 1, after waking up from a bad trip and climbing off a metal slab, I hurried into the next room, knocked out the nerd, and dumped his body in the nearby locker. I picked up his key card, headed next door, snuck past the next 2 dorks and into the next room. There was a locked door behind a keypad, and upon turning around I saw the number 1979 in the biggest font I'd ever seen. The code worked. I picked up a rusty crowbar and then popped open the nearby door, causing the cameraman to accidentally fall out. I clambered across to the next carriage, knocked out the patrolling guard, dumped his body and picked up his weapon and key, and then headed backward into the locked carriage to find another rusty crowbar, 47's long lost brother, a fused cell and a rusty nail. I then pressed on over the armoured truck and into the next cabin. I climbed over the barrels, picked up a yellow circle, opened the lockbox with a rusty nail and found a flashbang, put the yellow circle on the thingy and then climbed up through the now open hatch and outside. I climbed over the carriages, up and then, down a ladder, out a window, in a window, out another window, onto the top of the train, took a signpost to the face, back in through the same window, out another window and along the outside of the train, back in through the window but this time on the other side of the guards. I headed to the adjoining carriage through the door, broke open a door using a rusty crowbar, thinking it was a rusty nail, waking up the guard inside, then climbed into his room, out a window, along the train, in through another window, and then once the patrolling guard moved along, I realised I didn't know what I was doing. I picked up a can of coke and then headed back out the window I'd entered in, and then further along where I came out at the end of the carriage. I clambered over some things, through some more doors and windows, along the top of the train, and eventually found myself in a bar. I hopped over, causing one of the guards to become suspicious, but not enough to investigate, then out the window and into the next carriage, where there were plenty of guards facing my direction. I hopped out, then back in, and then saved the game as I wasn't sure what would happen next. I got spotted by one of the guards immediately, so shot him, and then got taken out, so hit reload. Run 2 picked up exactly where I just died, but this time I managed to climb out the nearby window and up and over the carriage, through a container, and came upon a fuse box and fuse lying around on the floor. I popped the fuse I'd already collected in, which blinded the poor guard nearby, allowing me safe passage. I climbed the ladder and dropped down into an area surrounded by like 60 guards, and by popping the fuse into the fuse box, it blinded them all. I headed in and then watched in pure stress as they came very close to heading through the door. When the coast was clear, I took out the guard and dumped his body, and then found another fuse in the nearby lockbox. I blinded the next army on the train and headed over the truck, taking me to the final stretch. I quietly crept through, making a pit stop halfway down the corridor where I came dangerously close to some woman. I managed to make it through unfound and then couldn't figure out how to do the last section as there was a guard at the bottom end who was just facing my direction. I headed back and flooded the sink, causing a previous guard to investigate. I knocked him out and dumped his body, and then did it again, hoping the woman would come and investigate, which she did. Pause. Nut. I tossed an icicle into the corner of the carriage and knocked her out on her way through, which was fortunately not spotted by her friends, then dumped her body in the locker as well. I then couldn't figure out how to take out the dude, who unfortunately spotted me, so I got egg on his face and then a bullet on the guards. I carried on and thunked the receptionist in the back of the head with a hammer, and then couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get past Dumb and Dumber. I tossed a bar of soap across the room, to which they responded by asking who threw that and heading straight toward me, I guess making me the dumbest of us all. I knocked them out and split the trains in half, leaving me alone with my target, and then headed on through to confront him. We had a chat about Diana, which you'll see in the final no-HUD run, and then I was given one of 3 options. 1. Inject myself with a serum, causing my memory to be wiped and to begin assassinating all over again. 2. Kill Arthur Edwards. Or 3. Inject him with the serum instead. I opted for option 2, picked up a large fire axe and sliced his neck. Okay, not how I would have used an axe, but I guess that's why he's the assassin and not me, along with a complete disregard for morality and lack of empathy, but there we are. And with that, I stopped the train and then walked off into the sunset in the exact same direction the train was headed. Cutscene, reunion, hugs and kisses, and with that, hit restart. In run 3, I started outside as I wanted to practice the final part of the mission again without having to do the whole thing over and over. This shaved about 4 minutes off the beginning of the run. I made my way through, and after blinding the large group of soldiers and being lulled into a false sense of security from the previous run, you know, where they didn't follow me into the carriage, they followed me into the carriage, spotted me, shot me, and killed me, so I hit restart. In run 4, I got spotted by the guard in the hallway, so hit restart. In run 5, same again, hit restart. In run 6, I made it through and this time hid in the nearby crate as the soldiers came hunting for me in the carriage after I blinded them and managed to evade detection. I got spotted just before blinding the next batch of soldiers, but soldiered on, up and over the truck and into the next corridor, getting spotted by a dork and a nerd. I then saved the game so I could figure out how to accomplish the next section. I lured the woman in and knocked her out and dumped her body, then lured the man closer to me and took him out without the guard noticing, and then knocked the guard out from behind the chair, and that was that. The next two I just hammered in the head and pressed on as I was confident I'd be able to just blitz it in the no HUD run. Finally, this time to Edward's surprise and distress, I stabbed him with the serum, causing him to lose his entire life. I then hopped off the train and walked off into the sunset, again in the direction the train was heading.
Are you still here? Still clinging on to your self-image? Agent 47, the apex predator. Always hiding behind the headlines. Was perfection its own justification? Or a willful distraction? A wall built contract by contract to shield you from the uncomfortable truth. You're exactly the tool they bred you to be. Quite a piece of work you are. How could you possibly function on your own? You never even had a name. Until I gave you one.
That's him. Burnwood never ceases to surprise me. You really are a most singular individual. And to think, she wanted me to put you down. Lucky for you, I never throw away anything useful. Prepare the serum. Forgetting's not so bad. You've done it before.
What's he doing? Is he still looking at us?
I'm afraid so. Poor sap just won't accept his days are done.
Perhaps I should take him out to the woods and set him free.
Oh, it's a classic.
He was a loyal tool. But everything goes the way of the horse and cart eventually.
I couldn't agree more.
Are you done? The toxins are playing into your fears. Don't let them. Come on. Gotta get your head straight.
She wants me dead.
She has every right to after what we did. But that's not what is really going on.
She chose power. In the end, she was just like them.
No. She found a way to turn Edward's own cleverness against him. The rest is up to you.
I don't know how.
You do know.
Diana!
Coming!
Once you dispose of Edwards, I will dismantle Providence from the top down. It will finally be over. All you have to do is embrace the past.
We need to find a catchy name for it. For when we go commercial, I mean.
You figure this thing has commercial applications? Who'd want to have their mind wiped?
So, after only 6 runs, it was time to turn all the HUD options off and attempt the mission for the final time. Without further ado, I present to you my no HUD, suit only, silent assassin, master difficulty run of Untouchable.
we supposed to be exactly? Ukraine? It all looks the same through the blizzard.
Somewhere in Romania. We're on a loop from Zagreb.
Shit, what a bummer. Shit.
Jeez. Hello?
Wow. Hey, what was that noise?
I need a volunteer. Yep, you go.
Sure thing.
I don't suppose there's any point calling for help.
No.
Seems I brought this on myself. Well played, Miss Burnwood. Do you really think she'll be able to resist all that power? This is not how people work.
She rejects the power, not the responsibility.
A noble idea. But please join me in the real world. I trust you already know what this is. Why not simply take it? Embrace who you were always meant to be.
No, never again.
Well, I had to try. Go on then. Do your thing. At least I die knowing who I am.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then do be sure to like, comment and subscribe. This episode was live streamed over on Twitch, where I was able to interact with you guys amidst all of the accidents and mishaps I had along the way. All future episodes will be live streamed as well, so make sure you check out the link in the description to make sure you're following to join in the hunt. I'll catch you in the next video. Happy hunting.